So what is a final inspection for? What are you supposed to be looking at when you walk through the house for your final inspection? Here's some things you might want to save this post so that you can reference it later, or make sure you send it to a friend that you know is buying a house soon. Number one, turn on the kitchen faucet and then look in the cabinet underneath the sink. Is there any water leaking? Does it look like there's been evidence of water leaking? Now, you might have looked under there when you were touring the home initially, but a lot of times people are going to have cleaners and scrub brushes and sponges. All that stuff's going to be inside the cabinet, so you may not have been able to see the actual bottom of the cabinet. Turn on the sink, check for any leaks. Test the ceiling fans. Do they work? Are all the light bulbs in the house working? Because I can tell you, it's very irritating to buy a house. You don't really pay attention to whether or not all the light bulbs work, and then you start moving in and you're having to go to the store and buy light bulbs out the yin-yang. So test the ceiling fans, check the light bulbs, make sure all your light fixtures are working. Test your appliances, make sure they're still working. Is the refrigerator cooling? Does the stove come on? Are the eyes heating? Go through the bathrooms, check the water in those as well. Turn on all your shower faucets, make sure you don't have leaks there. Flush the toilets, check the sinks in the bathrooms. Look in the cabinet to make sure that those sinks aren't leaking as well. Check the garage door openers to make sure that they actually open and shut the garage doors. Open and shut the doors to every room. Do they open and shut smoothly, or are they getting hung on a transition strip or the carpet or whatever the case may be? Look up at the ceiling, look at the walls, look for any kind of cracks that you might have missed when you looked at the house initially. Open the windows to make sure they're opening and shutting correctly. The most important thing is any repairs that you negotiated with the seller, make sure that those have been completed. Now, a lot of times when you're in a contract, you're going to have a date that those repairs have to be done by. So you want to go at that point. But if you didn't have a chance, or if that date coincided with your final inspection, make sure that you're checking to see that those repairs got completed correctly. Doing all this stuff is going to help you to have a better frame of mind when you start moving into the house. And you want to make sure that you're not missing anything. I'll tell you, when I bought my house a few years ago, I fell in love with it when I walked in it. And I knew that was the house I wanted. And then I get moved in, and there's so many things that I noticed about the house. And I'm an agent that I didn't pay attention to when I went through it looking at the house. So I go to do my final inspection, and I realize there's no like towel rods in any of the bathrooms. There's no hand towel holders. There's no toilet paper holders. So when those people have things temporarily placed to serve those functions, you don't think about it. But then when you go back through to do your final inspection, you're like, oh, yeah, I guess I'm going to have to buy some of those. Little things that you just need to pick up on when you're walking through it. If you need an agent to help you out, send me a DM. We'd love to help you find a house and make sure that everything is the way you want it when you go to closing.